Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, September 26th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this would be a video for you. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So ticker symbol number one, we were looking at OPEN. Another solid day on this one as it has once again put in some higher highs throughout the course of the day. And moving forward, I think that really the most straightforward way to gauge the current health of the movement, because I understand just saying what will a healthy movement be, those are just words, but that's why I love charts, because they allow you to take words and make them very visual. So when I say healthy move, I would say as long as the price stays above that line right there, let's change that to green to represent support, then this is about as healthy of a move as it can get. Now, nothing goes straight up, so it could come down here, then come up here, then come down here, then come, and so on and so forth. But even if it got that volatile, notice what would be happening. As long as the price stays above that green line, the price, by definition, is still building higher bases, and that's what you want to see, assuming you are bullish. So from a support standpoint, certainly want to ideally see the price stay above that trend line right there. In terms of areas of resistance, key battleground to watch now headed into Friday. Right here at that level of $9.13, you can see right there, it acted as resistance. Right there, acted as resistance. And then you look at today, and generally speaking, right around there, $9.13, key area of resistance headed into Friday. Next one, DVLT. Very, very nice pattern here has taken shape. So let's get this pattern drawn into play. So we have the resistance part of the pattern right here. We have the support part of it right there. Again, green for support. And then just to make sure everybody can see the pattern, let's keep it the same color. So we have our area of resistance. We have our area of support. We have the big upwards move right there. And then for you golfers, try to make it a little bit more visual. Put the golf hole down here. This would be a bull pennant pattern. Now, just because something's bullish does not mean that for sure guaranteed if it comes up here and breaks through there, it's going to make a big move. My point here, is it valid? Is it a rational question I'll throw out there in terms of that being a possibility? Absolutely. So again, not guaranteed to happen, but a rational potential outcome. So if you like penny stocks, you like bull pennant patterns, keep an eye on it. Next one here, LAC. Talked about this in yesterday's video, talked about the bull pennant pattern. And now we basically have another bull pennant pattern, which is a good thing. One bull pennant forms, then another bull pennant forms, and then another bull pennant forms. All that means is that the chart continues to put in higher highs and higher lows. And assuming you're bullish and care about the big picture, that's what it's all about. You want to build those higher bases. So we'll get rid of those areas, and then I'm going to go through this a little quicker now because you just heard me talk about the bull pennant pattern, and I want to respect your time as much as possible. So there's the top part of the pattern. Here is the bottom part of it. Again, let's change that to green to represent support, and then let's keep it all one color again, just to make sure everybody sees the pattern. So there is the resistance area. There is the support area. There is the nice move up right here. There is the new golf hole down there. So once again, another bull pennant pattern. So yeah, maybe we get another bull pennant on Friday. We'll see what happens. Next one here, PSTV. Very, very interesting late day movement. Things started off pretty rough, big gap up, and then after the gap up, the price took quite a bit of a beating. And down around there, it all becomes a valid question. It starts to say, uh-oh, was this some sort of gap and trap? Was this some sort of pump and dump? And got the answer, and apparently no, because after there, the price has started to work its way back upwards. So moving forward now, I think an easy way to kind of gauge the health of this current bounce is once again, let's just get a trend line in play. And as long as the price stays above that green line right there, I would say the move is completely healthy. With that said, if the price falls below that level, doesn't mean the chart's destroyed or ruined or anything like that, because you still do have these moving averages, especially the purple line down here, which right now is completely irrelevant. But that purple line is the 50 period, a simple moving average, keyword being moving. So as time goes by, that line is going to move itself higher and higher and get more and more relevant. So yes, broad picture speaking, you certainly want to see the price stay above that purple line. But ideally, if ask what would make the chart look the absolute strongest, definitely if the price can stay above that trend line right there. In terms of areas of resistance now moving forward, current key battleground right here around that 59-cent mark. But a good solid high volume break of 59. Again, no guarantees, but high volume break of 59, I think it's reasonable to think the price could potentially push up through those highs right there. Next one here, PEPG. And again, I want to respect your time and not to be a totally broken record, so I'm just going to go through this quicker. But we are looking at another pattern that should sound familiar after I get it drawn in a place. And then just because I can't help myself, let's make sure everybody can see it. So there's our resistance. There's our support. There's a big explosive move right there. And our golf hole down here. So you guessed it, yes, another bull pennant pattern. So if you are a believer, a lover of bull pennants, you're going to have quite the day on Friday with plenty of options to choose from. Real quick, I want to take a break and help you solve a very common problem out there, and that is having to do with the pattern day trading rule, where you want to be able to day trade as much as you want, but you can't because of the pattern day trading rule. So there is a way to get around that. Not a lot of money is required at all. In best case, it gives you access to a market that moves way better than penny stocks, way better than small caps. I know all this can sound crazy. What's the catch? Totally understand. It's what I've been doing, but I understand if you're skeptical, which is why I would say, hey, come swing by my live stream. I do live stream Monday through Friday starting at 11 a.m. Eastern, and you can see this stuff play out right before your very own eyes. Ask me any sort of questions that you may have. But I understand if you're skeptical, but definitely check out the live stream. But yes, please, if you want to be a day trader, make as many trades as you want every single day. You don't need to deal with a pattern day trading rule. Next one here, ticker symbol NVDA. And overall, the chart's hanging in there. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that level right there as it served its purpose. But I would say the main dynamic to watch moving forward is this red line here. Although now that we have more data, I'm going to go ahead and adjust this level up because it seems though the more accurate level is right there around the 179.80 mark, which I have talked about before. This was a former area of support, but when the price fell back below it, just basic rules in charting state, when levels of support are broken, they tend to act as resistance, and that's exactly what happened both there and then earlier on in the day here. So if the price does recover up, don't get me wrong, the price recovering up, that's a good thing. I'm just saying I wouldn't get overly excited about it from a bigger picture standpoint until at least that level right there at 179.80 is broken. On the flip side of things, in terms of areas of support, no need to overcomplicate it right now. So far, so good. That pink line right there, the 200 period moving average, is doing a good job of holding support as it did right here. A false little breakdown there before a very impressive move back up. So if it does come back down, again, keep an eye on that pink line right now, valued at 175. Next one, RIG, absolute beat down today. But what makes this interesting, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have traded for a while, but if you have, I'm sure you've seen things with big move down, and then all of a sudden it just does this the rest of the day. Bleeds and bleeds and bleeds, which was not the case here. It did at least start to go sideways. Now, let me be very clear, and I wish I could say trading was this easy. Just because there is the big gap down, just because it's going sideways, does not mean, okay, guaranteed this thing's getting ready to head back up. If only it were that easy. My point here is at least it's plausible. It's a reasonable thought that, okay, maybe just maybe the sellers are done, and maybe just maybe this thing wants to try to bounce back upwards. And the first sign that maybe there's some true strength that has shown up, I would say, is right there, right around that $3.20 mark. So keep an eye on 320, and if the price can break through there, again, that's not guarantee anything, but it does, I think, offer up the next sign that this could be some sort of attempted curl back upwards, with the next key battleground being that pink line there. 200 period moving average valued at 335, but we also don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's just first see if the price can break up above 320. Next one, CYCU, absolutely monster move today. Very, very nice breakout. So let's map out some key levels to watch moving forward. The ideal level of support, we say, hey Clay, what make this chart look the strongest moving forward? Definitely if the price can stay up there above the 41 cent mark. But as I talked about before, if the price falls below there, that does not mean the entire chart's destroyed. That is where we once again want to turn to the purple line there. That 50 period simple moving average, keyword being moving. So as time goes by and that line moves higher and higher, from the overarching standpoint, as long as the price is above that purple line, then the bulls 100% own the chart. So just keep an eye on that. And then in regards to areas of resistance, no need to overcomplicate this. Just ask a very basic question. Where did the party finally stop today? And the party finally stopped right up there at the 54 cent mark. So no fancy logic there. But all in all, great movement. If this thing does pull back, that's perfectly fine. Nothing can go straight up, because even if it were to do that and something like that, when you just take a step back, and you want to look at just kind of the overall standpoint of things, you'd still have a low there, lows down here. You envision those as stair steps. And again, overall, stair steps still plenty in the upwards direction. So just the fact that it's pulling back right now, assuming you care about the grand scheme of it all, that's not that big of a deal at all. Next one here, INTC. And on this one, I'm thinking a pullback probably in the mix. So I talked about this earlier with the bullish pattern. Just because something's bullish does not mean for sure guaranteed it's going to, go up. Same is true here. Just because this is a bearish pattern does not mean for sure guaranteed it's going to go back downwards. But what we have here is a rising wedge pattern. So let me just so everybody can see it clearly. So there is the rising wedge pattern, which is, you would think, a bullish pattern because it's rising, but in actuality, a rising wedge is a bearish pattern, whereas a falling wedge is a bullish pattern. But here, we have a rising wedge pattern. Again, no guarantees it falls, but if it were to be shocking if the price comes down here a little bit, it's not. And then from the grand scheme of things, really nothing to be concerned about. Because let's say it does something like that and then levels out and then curls back up. Again, emphasis on big picture. But from the big picture standpoint, what would you still have? Well, you'd have a set of lows here. You'd have lows here, you'd have lows down here, and if you envision these as stair steps, again, big picture-wise, you'd still have stair steps progressing in the upwards direction. So just because it's a bearish pattern does not mean it's all doom, everything's going to collapse. All I'm saying is that this pattern does suggest that maybe this thing needs to pull back a bit more. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and we're at a very, very important moment right now as the price to give credit where credit's due. It is doing a good job of maintaining above that support that I've talked about in past videos. That level right now at the $422 mark. Now there was a little bit of a breakdown there, but to give credit where credit's due, the bulls quickly stopped it and snapped the price back up. So at this point, that level is holding strong, but I'd say it's probably gotten weaker given the price has fallen down below there. So I do want to add in one more area of support in the event the price does continue to push down on Friday, with that next key area of support now being right down there around that mark of 416.50. So if the price comes back down there, especially if it's a high volume break, again, no guarantees, but a high volume break to the downside of 422, I don't think anybody would be shocked to then see potentially 416.50 get tested. Now, in the event this little miniature bounce continues, main area to watch from a resistance standpoint, all about that purple line there, 50 period moving average. Now, remember, in this situation, the moving average, it means it's now moving downwards. So as time goes on, that line will get lower and lower, but the current value of that price right up here at 433.28. But right now, in my opinion, top priority is not necessarily bouncing back upwards, but just making sure that the price doesn't do anything crazy like breaking down below both these areas of support. So we'll see what happens with it on Friday. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you are frustrated by the pattern day trend rule, or you just want to try something new, you want to try a different market where you can put very little of your money at risk, then definitely check out what I've been doing. But once again, I understand if all this sounds way too good to be true, seems a little bit, what's the catch? So come stop by the live stream, ask me questions, and I'd be happy to show you what it's all about and provide any questions if you do have those. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the live stream.